And then we both feel like, let's get it done. We're working on the same team at that point. Other words, the patient look at their watch like, I got to get out of here. I've got a Zoom meeting in 40 minutes and you need to get this done. And it's a different relationship. In that case, we don't feel good about what we're doing and we feel like it's maybe not time well spent because the patient doesn't want it. We're not really happy working on a patient that doesn't want to be there. You get it, right? Nowadays, Casey, there is a third space. You know, like Starbucks was the third space. You had home, and then you had the office, and now you have Starbucks, right? Now, do you know what the third space is between a filling and a crown? BioClear. Amazing, yes. BioClear. So let's talk about the BioClear, because the BioClear opens up a whole new world. So sometimes the patient that's been asking, can you fill it? For years, I think subconsciously, I tried to fill that void. And I found out how to do it with a filling, kinda. But it's a BioClear filling. And believe me, BioClear is like a cult, right? It's its own thing. Right, Hector? Oh, yes. The BioClear comes with a whole ritual of steps. And it's not just a filling. It is a BioClear. And believe me, it's taken us a long time to perfect a BioClear restoration. But it is good. And so what happens is we've talked about the 5 stages of a tooth. It goes from a filling to a bigger filling to a crown. Then the 4th life is a crown and a root canal. And the 5th life is you lose that and you end up with an implant, right? So now we can slow that down. We may be able to give it to the 6th life, which is we can BioClear it and prevent going to a crown, which sometimes clever people out there may be thinking, oh, well, it's just a 6th procedure that we can do on a tooth that's going to make me spend more money. That's not it. Remember, the goal used to be to get you to 75, and then it was to get you to 85. But as we live longer and longer and longer, now I got to get you to 100. Sometimes there's many stops on the road before we get to our end destination. And if I can prolong something, and instead of going from a filling to a crown, going from a filling to a BioClear and stop there for 15 years, perhaps, that's valuable, very valuable. And that is what we're thinking. So I tell the patient, I think we can do a BioClear here, but it's going to be a game time decision, oftentimes. And what I mean by that is, let's get the old filling out, and let's look at this and take some photographs and see what's underneath the hood. So if we take the old filling out and we look in there and we see a nasty crack down the center getting close to the nerve, that's not going to be a BioClear. I'm sorry, it can't be. I'm going to say, we're going to do what's in your best interest here, and we're going to switch gears. We're going to go to the crown, but at least we have options, because the options are good, right? So that's kind of what we're thinking when we're treatment planning a BioClear, a crown, or a filling. And if we can immerse you in that conversation and get you to understand some of the basics that we go through in our decision making, then we're in it together, and it is a fun way to go through the day. And I feel like when we're working together, it's time really well spent. And we've gone over the BioClear technique, and it's exactly, I think, what you were saying with a crown. You contain the tooth. And you can do that with a BioClear, with the special matrices that we use, and with the clean technique that we use, so we can get a really, really good bond using the rubber dam or an isolite, which at the time may seem like, oh no, what's he putting in my mouth? This is not comfortable. But when we can understand what's in it for you, which is working together, we're trying to get a clean bond so that we can get a BioClear restoration that's going to contain the tooth and hold it together and not hurt when you bite down. That's the goal. And there are certain parameters that we have to go through to do that. And at the time, that rubber dam or the Isolite may seem like a little bit of an inconvenience, but if you can hang in there for about 30 minutes, it's going to really benefit you. And we, Hector and I and Mark, Stephanie, can work with calmness, with good music in the background, and have flow, and get a restoration that we're proud of that's going to be there hopefully 10 to 15 years, hopefully longer, you know? I mean, we would love it to last forever, because our goal is not to get you down the road and say, ooh, we have a renewable account here. We've got more things that we can do. No, that's not it at all. That's not us. We're not looking for that.